Welcome back, guys. We are at game 3 of this best of 5 in the final of the Razer League of Legends tournament here at SugarLAN Leuven. My name is Van Jeeves Matthijs and I'm here with Gerard Kronos Knuwe. There we go.
So close.
so close, so close, so close. But this might be the final game of this final because we do have a 2-2-1 in favor of Enigma. So Enigma only needs one more win to close out this best of 5.
Yeah, and a pretty exciting one last game. I mean, it was cutting it close a little bit. Like ECV were having the lead in farm. They were putting some more pressure onto the turrets of Enigma. But in the end, it was kind of Knight who put on his carry pants and made some excellent picks with that Azir pickup. So I'm kind of curious to see if they are going to ban that one away or maybe pick it away. Because, of course, I think that Def Rip is pretty skilled on that champion as well. So maybe they want to steal it away here. We'll have to see.
We also got that old school pick or like the throwback pick Victor there. He's still one of the most reliable mid laners overall, but there's still better options.
Yeah.
But what most of the story is in between these two teams is like the bans are heavily focused on picks and bans overall, where we already see LeBlanc rise straight away 2 target bans of the Death Rip because both of the mid lanes have like a restricted champion pool and they try to tackle each other there.
Yeah, they do. I mean, we saw the Victor last game and it was doing okay, but it was just being outplayed straight by that Azir pickup. And they do not ban it away here, so I wonder what champion they're going to pick up on the first rotation. They took Lucian last time, and they are going to go for the Lissandra, which has been left open this time. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to have the flankerinos again from that Lissandra.
So that also means that Azir is being let through. They prioritize Lissandra higher than Azir as a first pick, which is quite interesting. You could also go, well, okay, one gets the Azir, the other one gets the Lissandra. We can kind of take that trade for ourselves. Karma being left open too, so maybe because this is the first game that Karma is actually available in the drafting. So we might see that Karma coming out too later into rotation into Lissandra. Still does pretty well. So gives good utility. Severe Morgana, however.
Yeah, Severe was not banned this time either. So they're going to pick that one up. Fortunate, always happy to play that Morgana. He did pretty well last game as well, landing a lot of them bindings. But they're going to have the Severe. So a very safe bot lane. Not going to be under much threat from CC at least. So, I mean, we saw the lane swap last game, which did quite some good work for ECVisualize. So perhaps seeing as they have such a safe bot lane, they might want to go for that one again. Because there's not much to gain for them in going for the 2v2 in my opinion.
Wonder what the ECV will pick up here. Probably a jungler and a support just to hide their AD carry picks, because they don't really have priority on the AD carry. They might also just go for the AD carry because they want to hide the other picks. So they go for the Lucian. Just overall solid AD carry. Does really well into the Severe. And Gragas is, well, we've seen Norb's Gragas. He has had really good games on it.
Yeah, never underestimate his ability to get a game-changing cask in there. And I mean, with the Lissandra as well, of course you can use the Gragas to zone somebody out and then blow him up with Lissandra. So there are multiple ways to get some picks. So it gives them a good setup at least. And it's going to be very interesting to see what are they going to throw into that top lane and into that bottom lane support role. I mean, Night Sniper...
Could be Trundle maybe, just to deny the tank pick, because Maokai is still on the board. I think Enigma wants to take it away on this turn. They actually go for the Corki. They do not want to show their top lane yet, which is quite unusual because normally you want to save your mid lane at the last, but you kind of can already guess that Lissandra will be going mid lane. Does not really play top lane anymore. Maokai is left open though. He might be wanting to take that one away.
Yeah, Bwipo, although he was behind all game, like his positioning late game was excellent, so he is very confident on that Maokai pick. We saw Zeta on his Fiora, and he was doing pretty well in his solo lane. He was beating Bwipo at least, but in the end, just not having enough presence to do anything late game. I mean, Azir was zoning him away, so he couldn't get close, and he got bursted quite a lot. And Night Sniper, showing his Vein Flare, wants to play that champion, but he is not the AD carry for this team. He has to be the support, and they really are taking their time for this pick and ban here.
Oh, they go for the Poppy
Oh,
Soraka.
Soraka!
Wow, Soraka is indeed one of those fallback picks um for ECV when they do not really know what to pick up else. I can understand the Soraka since they already do have some frontline with the Poppy and the Gragas, and then in case someone does get on that backline or does get binded up, then you can just like pretty much spam that heal.
Right. We just figure out that we are blind because Maokai is banned. So.
Oh,
That happens. That
good
happens.
morning. It's still morning for my feeling. Only had 2 cups of coffee, so
I had
apologies for
I
that.
had three. I had three. I'm doing good. It's it happens, man. It's okay. So it's not gonna be a Maokai,
It's not gonna be a Maokai pickup.
but we might gonna see maybe that Echo once again. Uh, it has been picked up a couple times. Mixed effectiveness on that champion, but it. Ooh, a Gangplank.
One of Repo's favorites. Next, I think it's like a second favorite next to Darius,
Maybe.
or at least
I think
it's like his top 2 at least.
yeah, I
As far
think
as I know.
it is his favorite one because we had an interview with him, I think, at the party,
Yeah.
and he did say that it's like one of his favorite champions, like really aggressive plays out of him.
Yeah.
So
Reaper overall likes his like hit and run champions. He just wants to go in, as he said before, Darius, Gangplank, things like Poppy, like always good for such things. So you have like a big pick composition from either side.
yeah, they do. Of course, Morgana Elise setting up with the binds and the cocoon, and then have like Lysandra, Norb, and Gragas, who can also split the team up, pick somebody off, and maybe I mean the Soraka pick. I think we have seen it once before, and then it got banned right afterwards. So it's going to be scary maybe to see that one into play here.
So
But
what would you say about the drafts? Like who has the favor?
it kind of depends. I think that top lane is kind of be crucial. I mean, if that Gangplank gets rolling, he can burst somebody down and negates the effectiveness of Soraka with her heals. Because of course, she is really ineffective against damage over time. I mean, she can deal really good with the Corki with his poke, but if Gangplank gets rolling and gets a burst down, it's not going to be anything for her to do that. So I'm kind of guessing that the top lane is going to be pretty important. Bot lane is going to be a bit of a stalemate. I don't think that either side, unless they get hit by a binding, get on the Soraka or a Cocoon with a gank, that lane is going to be pretty uneventful. So it's going to be mostly around top and mid, perhaps. But mid having escapes, guessing top is where the action is going to be here.
Double teleport composition from ECV again. They did run it last time, but not to too much effect. Of course, it was a Victor. You don't really flank on Victor that much, do you? It's kind of just like a supportive teleport rather than an engaging one.
Yeah, it's like it gives you the opportunity to set up maybe a double split push or rotate the split push. So at one moment you send Zeta for the split push and he uses TP, then you send Defrit for the split push. So that's pretty much how. Well, they didn't use it like that last game, but you know, at least the Lysandra gives an extra flank ability and a Poppy as well. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they coordinate that. Because we have seen some insane Lysandra plays this tournament so far.
Yeah, and for especially from Enigma when they actually did beat Enigma for, or at least like their first loss ever on a LAN for ECVisualize, they did get that on the Maokai the Sandra flank,
Yeah.
which was really well coordinated, really well punished too. Now again they've got more of like a bit of a poke slash kite engage type of thing.
Poke, kite, engage, pick.
Got everything, and that's something we see a lot, right? Like a
Yeah.
well-rounded composition that can still do a bit of everything, but mainly focuses on that one type of strategy.
Yeah, because I mean, like if you look at like a year or maybe 2 years ago, people will go fully focused on one sort of type of composition. They go for the full engage comp or the poke composition, and we have seen that a couple times here today. But it just gets punished so heavily. Like we saw a full-on poke comp, and if you show that too early in the pick and ban phase, people will
Yep.
recognize, okay, they're going to go for poke. Well, let's get some heavy engage or let's get some sustain, and they just counter that so easily. So yeah, those well-rounded compositions are definitely more the flavor right now, and I kind of like them a bit more. I mean, makes it very interesting to say the least.
It definitely does, and also considering that picks and bans is getting such a big type of strategy overall, where indeed you don't want to show anything in your early drafting, where they can still be a bit flexible. And it's like, oh yeah, now we can actually go with this pick because then we get this type of strategy, like a poking strategy
Yeah.
or an engaging strategy for like Lissandra, like third rotation or something. And where you didn't show yet that you did want to go for that flanking composition. And also, of course, champions being a lot more versatile than before.
Yeah, I mean, a couple new champions coming in, of course. Here, like small changes made by Riot, like to champions, makes people very creative with how they play and use them. I mean, Tank Echo, Tank Fizz, they are pretty new. I mean, we would only expect them to be played as like a burst champion, go for the damage. But now it makes them such more flexible in their roles and in the positions they can play. So that does make the game more interesting. But I mean, we had a small talk about it yesterday. Like, it needs a bit of a change. Like, it's just too easy to go for like the Sunfire Cape, Frozen Gauntlet combo, or and still be a bursty type of champion.
Yep.
So I do hope that maybe in the next rotation of patches we get like small tweaks on nerfs and
Definitely hope so. Well, it's also mainly because of the itemization for champions like Fiora has gone down with the Tank Hydra change, of course, giving less AD. It's like a little bit less of a good pick right now, just because she can't go tank anymore. Anyway, we're here in game now between ECVisualize on the blue side and Enigma on the red side. This is game 3, 2-1, and it is in favor of Enigma.
Yeah, Enigma has taken that lead because of they came out of the winners bracket, of course. So they got that free win, and that means that they are into the lead. So ECVisualize needs to show their best in order to let this best of 5 go all the way. Could have one more match after this one. So Bruder and Norb showing off that flair there.
Even go for the BM in the chat. Let me disable that chat for you, because this time it did glitch. It's the first time that the chat bugged for me.
Yeah, it's usually like it bugs for me, and then you're fine, but you just have some of the names disappearing randomly at the start of the game. It's like, oh.
It's like a standard setting, but it doesn't change if you actually do enable it in the spectator mode. It's really weird, but that's Riot coding for you, I suppose.
Alright, so they're having a bit of banter in the chat. I can still read it, so I'm having a lot of fun here.
Trying to peek on your monitor is not as easy.
Bad, man. Feels bad, man.
Bad, man. Feels bad. Again, the lane swap coming out. Night Sniper and Sliver going, or Sliver going. It does get spotted out by Enigma, so they directly go to the Raptors. People helping them out, of course. A bit of flame onto the monster camp will help them out. Getting that clear down. And the same thing actually happening for the duo lane of Enigma. They get the binding on Norb. Exhaust come out, and Norb is forced to flash. Potions are ticking. Buying a bit more time, but they do get out with this one. They also did manage to get the rep, but not a full clear.
Yeah, so Night Sniper did his last game as well, but he was on the Alistar, so it is a bit easier to go for a poke and annoy them in this jungle. But he's trying to do a bit of the same, getting quite some damage from Bippo though.
And Night Sniper can actually get a lot of healing down with that Star Core. So he's just like completely fine with taking a bit of damage from Bippo. No movement from the mid lanes either, so this is just going to be a bit of a bullying of the junglers in this early part, and then they go directly towards their next buff, or they indeed go for the turret.
Just being a little bit annoying to the junglers. I mean, Enigma of course kind of expected it, because the same thing happened last game, and they did respawn a little bit better now, so they didn't lose as much because the jungler got behind way too far on the side of Enigma. So now it's actually Enigma taking the lead on the jungler. He's doing a little bit better on farming jungle.
And it's also a bigger wave for Enigma, so they might get the tempo advantage here, so they might be able to take the turret a little bit earlier, which is the definition of tempo, where you can have the faster push than your opponent. Quite even so far.
That's pretty close.
But I think Enigma gets this one first, just because they had the push a little bit earlier. They are going to try for bounce, I think, though, so they're trying to get all the minions down here, or deny all these minions, and see if they can freeze the wave.
Yeah, both teams are trying to do a little bit of the same. But Bwipo is cutting it close though, needs the help from Tigers. Cannot rotate just yet, so that does delay the basing time of Tiger. So he's gonna be a little bit later than Sliver. But I doubt that it will make too much of a difference.
Will still be fine. At least Sliver gets early in lane, so he probably gets the farm advantage here. Overall, where Zeta gets a bit more time in the top lane to just like farm up before he has to back out because of the dual line.
Fortunate.
Death Rip, getting his back cancelled was really good from Fortunate to delay that recall, because now this gives Night Sniper an opportunity to push.
Knight.
Oh yeah, Knight. I fell for it. I fell for it again.
So close. Yeah.
They said they would name change on the
Fortunate did do the rename.
Yeah, good guy Fortunate.
I think that Knight ran out of IP or RP or something and didn't want to do it.
Hey, you know what would be funny if we would name change or just say something.
Never lucky.
Anyway, Sliver and Night Sniper, the actual Night Sniper, now together in the bot lane, going for the push on the turret. They will hit it sooner, so they might go for a dragon straight afterwards. Teleport even comes out from Zeta in order to block a bit of that damage on the minion. Just go for the hard push. Same is the case for Enigma though. They did not burn the TP for this, however, so this will be Enigma having TP advantage, because neither of the mid lane and the top lane of ECVisualize does have the TP.
However, it does look like ECVisualize is going to be quicker on killing this turret, so they do have the opportunity to go for the dragon, as we see Norb getting into position, making sure that they can start it up right away, I believe.
Does have the Tracker's Knife, still sitting on 2 of those wards. Goes for the wards, I think. Yep, there we go. There is a ward on the wolves. You see the same thing happening for Bruder, but however, he does not have any wards left over. Bit of a roll in the mid lane, see who can get the bigger pressure down. Death Rip is a bit more higher on that mana.
Oh wow.
Level 6 though. And it seems like ECVisualize will actually go for the inner turret.
That's quite interesting, and only just now Enigma picked up that turret, so this does give ECVisualize enough time, I think, to take down this inner turret. They have quite a decent minion wave and a cannon in there as well. Tigers and Fortunate are on the way, but will they be in time?
Someone has to back though from ECVisualize already, because they do need to get that farm in that top lane. Finding misses. Oh my god, oh, they're actually going in. Great spell shift from Tigers that does not get knocked up, so they cannot follow that up. Buddha attempting the cocoon, but misses.
Norb getting away by but just a hair there. So they do not get punished for taking that second turret, so this does give a small gold lead here to ECVisualize. Not too hefty, but you know.
Nice ward efficiency. Try rush. Well, I always like it when people are in the great synergy.
I just want to call out Night Sniper. Look at that wall placements. You see it at the dragon. Take a peek. There you go. He missed it into the pit.
That's not so good. Even more ward efficiency. Oh, it does happen. Sometimes you get a little bit nervous. You're going to whiff some skill shots, maybe. In this case, it will be the wards. However, it is going to be Enigma going onto the dragon. So where ECVisualize actually had the favor on the dragon, they went for the third push instead, and give the dragon to Enigma. So it's overall okay, I would suppose.
I'm guessing they're quite happy doing this trade right now. I mean, it does give them, well, the turret gold gives them a bit more extra in this early game. However, they do not want to give away too much, because of course Enigma has like the kind of flanky, engage-ish composition with the, like they try to pick somebody off with the Elise or Morgana flank, and with the extra movement speed they get off that third buff, would make it a lot easier to get into those positions. And it helps, of course, with the Sivir. So they do not want to give away that many dragon buffs, but at least the first one is okay right now. I mean, it's not too much of a work.
Taking a red buff now, so he might be able to get a bit more gang pressure down with that. Of course, extra slows, extra true damage. Always really good to have on your ganks. when it comes to this top lane. Pushing in, Zedder just wisely backing out. They have a lot of Rift Herald control though, the team of ECVisualize. A lot of wards there, 2 pings ward already. Zedder though might find him a 2v1. Great cocoon onto Zedder. Has to flash over the wall. No first blood yet. It's only 9 minutes in the game actually.
Yeah, it took quite a long while last couple of games as well. And ooh, Knight's Sniper, the real one, actually getting hit up by the binding, but nobody else to follow it up, so is there. And yeah, it is gonna take quite a bit. I think like the teams are playing safer every game because like they know what's on the line. They can't give up anything else. Like Enigma really wants to win it, so they don't want to give ECV a stronghold in this match. And yeah, ECV, if they lose it, they're going to be knocked out, and it's going to be done and dusted for the best of 5. So they tend to play a bit safer and fight over objectives, and not really go for the fights like 2v2 or 1v1.
Entering the enemy jungle does find himself a pink ward, so even more Rift Herald control they would like to get here. So I would say that ECV wants to get that Rift Herald early on, so they can have like a bit more control on the top side of the jungle.
Yeah, they do. I mean, if we look at the vision control right now, like Enigma only has a couple wards near their own jungle, while Visualize has been pushed up a bit more. They have a lot of pink wards on the map, so it is up to Enigma to get some control back, because we have seen that the vision control is just so important. Those ganks work.
Tiger said is just having a fun time in the bot lane, just getting a bit of farm, stacking up on that coal. Both of these AD carries went for the coal. See that a lot more in lane swaps these days, just for the extra gold coming in there. Both AD carries relatively the same amount of quiet, however, Sliver has to wait for that bigger wave to come in. So I would say they're quite even. A little bit of a difference in the mid lane, and actually a good lead for Bwipo when it comes to the farm.
Yeah, of course, Bwipo does get some extra gold from his parley. However, I mean, it has been nerfed a few patches ago. That kind of meant like that gangplank sort of disappeared. Talks about this, I think, last game as well. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I think I talked with Sense about it. Like after those nerfs, like gangplank, we saw him in mid lane a couple times because the changes to how his barrels work meant that he was still quite good late game. You would get those barrels up quicker instead of having like a huge stack of them ready. You could go on for longer fights with him. I don't know, for some reason he disappeared. I still quite like him.
Yeah, he's still good, and even in Korea at times he is banned or picked depending on the champion. But great ultimate from Zedder, but can he actually escape Bruder? No, there is the first blood with the Gangplank ultimate. Cannon Barrage right on top of your face. A first blood for Enigma.
Excellent. Bwipo actually still picking up that first blood. Of course, Bruder would be quite happy with that goal, but nevertheless, you'd rather have it onto the GP because you want to get him snowballing out of control. And we said it during Champions League, like this is kind of the lane to watch, because if Bwipo gets rolling on his gangplank, he is going to be so annoying for Sliver and for Deathrip, because if he gets the burst down or they can get out of dodge, it's going to be quite a nightmare for them.
At least it is a poppy, however, so he will still.
Oh, Deathrip going to get on Bwipo.
Oh, but little, you know, Bruder was waiting there in the back line, ults himself. Will it be enough? Zedder is now there too. Can he get the flash dash? No, he does not have this flash available. But still 2 flashes burned from Enigma for just 1 flash of Deathrip.
Yeah, that was quite interesting that Bwipo quickly flashed out of the way. But at least it's back to safety. So yeah, they use a lot of summoners there to try and get the pick onto Deathrip.
Deathrip maybe a little bit too greedy trying to get that kill. Of course, Reaper did not have his ultimate available, but it's still relatively hard to kill a Gangplank. So he can just like orange the Glacial Prison away, which is why Gangplank is such a good pick into Lissandra. But so far, Phage, Sheen, I think Reaper is having a good time overall.
He must be having fun. I mean, he is playing his one of his favorite champions and doing well on it, because that's sometimes a problem. Like you get your favorite champion and then you underperform, and that really tends to frustrate you, and maybe it might put you on tilt. I think we've kind of saw that yesterday. Like Knight was underperforming and he was really unhappy with himself. Even though, I mean, they won the upper bracket final, but he really didn't like his own performance. And I think he kind of made up for that during this best of 5 because he has been playing excellent so far. Doing pretty well once again. I mean, he is ahead in farm in this lane, and he's doing pretty good. So
Knight, some damage, great stun onto Zedder, negating that engage. Finding even comes out onto Knight Sniper.
yeah, so we do see the damage spike here on Knight. He has his Trinity Force completed, so definitely wants to look for some trades. However, Deathrip has his Abyssal Scepter ready and available as well, and ECVisualize is gonna make the first move onto this second dragon for this game.
No vision from Enigma on the side, but I think they do decide to get the enemy blue buff even. Possibly could also go for the Rift Herald after.
And now we see that Enigma is taking control back of the vision, so they do have a couple wards drop down in that top side jungle of ECVisualize. So at least they'll see them coming if they try anything nifty there.
And just helping out Bruder on this Rift Herald. And I think this will be a pretty nice pickup for the team of Enigma. Of course, you have Bruder having execution damage on that at least, and on top of that, damage increase. It's not too bad.
So what was kind of interesting is that actually Tiger's Head picks up the blue buff, so not giving it to Knights because he had stolen away, of course, the blue.
Knight Sniper has to flash away. He is safe for now though, did not have to burn his ultimate. Enigma pushing this mid lane. They already got some burning going on with that red buff there. Nice trying to defend it. Got a great silence. Norb going in. Gets the ult onto Knight. Will he survive? No, he will not. They get the 1-for-1 trade. Zedder though is onto Bruder. Repel comes out. Will they escape? Great spell shield from Fortunate, but double kill for Sliver. Can he get a triple? No, it will not be the triple, but Deathrip will actually take this kill. And now 3-for-0 trade for ECVisualize.
Yeah, and while that fight was going on, I mean, Tiger's Head was in the bot lane. They tried to do like a split push setup because he had the blue buff, he had the low cooldowns on his bouncing boomerangs, and that does mean that they were in a unfavorable position in this mid lane. So 3 kills here for ECVisualize, putting them back into the lead.
Yeah, and that will relieve a lot of pressure from that mid lane. Obviously, it opens up Deathrip to roam a lot more. Oh, packages out though for Knight, so ECV still has to be on their toes. And they have to be careful. But just a 3-for-0 pickup, great engage again from Norb and also Night Sniper. It was a sacrificial lamb there, but he did manage to set up that kill.
It's like, I mean, Norb just knocking Knights into Night Sniper. It's like Knight versus Night Sniper, and manages to pick up at least 1 kill, so that's a plus side for him. But yeah, in the end, a good trade by ECVisualize. However, you do see that Enigma picks up that turret, so almost equalizing the gold and at least negating some of the pressure that was gained by ECVisualize. So that does open up the map quite a bit. So all the outer turrets have been removed, and now it's all about who is going to get control near the river area.
A lot of people obviously ECVisualize sitting on quite some gold. Item pickups being picked up now. We see the Morellonomicon on top of that Abyssal Scepter. Bit of cooldown reduction, bit of reducing. That was the word I was looking for. Reducing the healing, the self-healing onto targets. Ice1 Gauntlet being picked up now. And it seems like Norb is working on either Deadman's Blade or Sunfire Cape.
Like
oh no, wait, not Sunfire Cape. That's the old
build. They changed the recipe. Yeah,
that's the old build. To try and spell. No, it will most likely be
no bombies in there. Yeah. I still tend to do that as well. It's like, oh yeah, wait, they changed the recipe. It's quite confusing sometimes.
Stuck in the past.
Man, yeah, but I mean, like both of us. I mean, I think you started in beta as well, right? Or at least like the first year of League.
Yeah. I did follow season 1.
Yeah,
but not really hardcore. Like
yeah.
after season 2, or like at season 2 were finals, or not finals, just the World Championships. I started following hardcore.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, like the first. I mean, I was like 17 or 18 when League started, and I was like, geez, it's so long ago already. And
so long, it's been 6 years already, 6 seasons.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So yeah, that does. Sometimes you get confused. I think that actually Sense made a comment about Corky's phosphor bomb being able to blind.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's quite a while ago, man. It's been a while that one blinds.
And Sense did the same, I think.
Yeah.
He at least told me the same type of story. So it's a little inconvenient that you still remember those old utilities that champions have, which is quite inconvenient. But Zeta also finding a bit of utility for himself. Poppy, of course, we were completely different.
Oh wait, we're gonna have a fight here in the jungle.
Finding misses. Nice time for those. Zeta, he's in a really awkward spot. Only gets Tiger's head there, but they do manage to disengage great and get onto Breepo. Breepo does go down. Deathrip actually finds himself a kill on a 1v2.
Oh, the heal!
The heal from Night Sniper, saving Deathrip there. Great pickup. Sliver did get binded up, but of course, more heal. It was actually ECV taking up a kill.
Oh, I didn't expect it. I mean, Zeta getting the attention up from everybody, and meanwhile, Deathrip going in for the flank, getting the burst onto Breepo, and got pretty close onto killing Knight as well, I think. So was cutting it pretty close. They had to pop a lot of summoners to pick that one up, but nevertheless, it gives them some extra gold here. So now we have the dragon respawning in 30 seconds. Also, Baron is live right now because we are 20 minutes into this game. But I doubt that any of the teams will want to really go for it straight away. They will look for that dragon though.
Setting up a bit of vision. Enigma is going to be the first one, however, for this vision. Now with these pickups, you see more item pickups. Yes, Deadman's played for Norb, so actually itemizing against Severe and Gangplank. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, they are quite AD heavy. It's like the Elise is the most AP heavy champion on the side of Enigma. They do have Corki, of course, with the split damage, and Morgana as well. But they are not to be expected to do all that much damage. So Norb really wants to get onto Tigers and Whippo and disable them and make sure that he survives long enough for his team to respond.
Oh!
You see the Dragon Seal actually coming in there by Whippo.
Oh, definitely also going in. Teleport does come out. They do get Bruder so low, but into Night Sniper. That was almost a friendly fire there from Norb, but nevertheless they do get the kill. 1-for-0 thus far. Bells coming out, but they are all getting killed by ECVisualize, getting a bit of extra gold in. But the miss from Norb.
Oh man,
13 HP he missed. 13 HP.
Yeah. It's so close, like it's just a mistiming. Like maybe somebody did an auto attack as they used to, well, were doing before that, so he miscalculated that smite, and that does give the dragon over to Bippo. So they do get the turret burn in their kit, and it just set them up maybe for that later stage of the game. But even though, I mean, again, another skirmish won here by ECV, and we saw this last game. But it was for Enigma. I mean, they were winning skirmishes left and right, and that carried them into the late game. So perhaps it is the turn for ECV to do a similar thing here with that Lissandra.
Ever finding himself Bruder. There's Night Sniper with a good silence. But the Bruder does not get binded up. But Night Sniper, he on the Soraka, his positioning seems to be on point most of the time, just like barely out of range of any type of threat, and still being able to heal everyone that is overextended.
Yeah. He is kind of the scapegoat for his team. As they go for the gauge of Bruder, he's out of position, nowhere to go, he jumps over, but he is going to get taken out here. Another pickup here, catching Bruder out of place, and Norb doing work again on the Gragas, displacing everybody every time and making sure they isolate one target, and then Lissandra is there to blow him up. But yeah, Night Sniper kind of the scapegoat, and
Deathrip actually going in, ults himself so much damage on the Tigers that does get out. Zeta does not find him with the ultimate. Zeta though trying to escape, dropping really low. There's the Soul Shackles, so many heals coming out, binding on Deathrip. However, heals still coming through, but double kill for Knight. This might be an over commitment from the team of ECVisualize.
Yeah, Zeta going behind enemy lines, but the turret punishing him for it, and there we have it. Good pickup here from Enigma. It is a 2-for-1 trade, so it's not like they stormed him down and took the win convincingly. However, a bit over overcommitment there from. Oh come on! Don't call him out on that one.
Yeah,
It
come on.
happens.
Just a bit of banter. Just a bit of banter. So it's always fun to see like these, because it also kind of shows a synergy in between two
Yeah.
players, that they're thinking on the same line, but they're not really communicating. Like, yeah, okay, I'm going to use my scrying up on this brush, and it's like, oh, we actually use it at the same time, at the same spot. Always makes me laugh. Always makes me laugh. Like, or at least makes me smile, I should say. Because it happens so often, like also when you're playing with friends.
Oh
and then,
yeah.
especially when you played your bot lane, and then it's like you both wore that same brush in front of you. It's like, oh, yeah. At least we have vision there now.
Yeah. And then they use like one red trinket and they disappear straight away right afterwards. So it can get kind of annoying. So we are almost 25 minutes into this game, and it is pretty much dead even between the two teams. Only a couple hundred gold separating them. And now we see the movements going for this Baron, clearing out the walls, and Norb might get him in a tough position, but again, just belly flop over that wall, getting himself to safety.
Norb being quite tanky at this point. He's starting to become a really solid frontliner for his team. Now working on a bit of magic resist too. We do see an egg is being finished up for Night Sniper as well. Also with a Kindle Gem. Not finding a target. But we'll most likely be knock it off Solari.
Night Sniper cutting it close there. Yeah, I mean, Norb is really doing work for his team once again. He has 100% kill participation here, but not actually taking a kill for himself. So doing pretty well, setting his team up and making sure that one of the carries actually finish off the kill. So they are getting themselves pretty fed. I mean, Sliver 4-0 and 0 on that Lucian. He's about 1300 gold ahead of his lane opponent, Tiger's Head. Pretty well for himself.
Efficiently using his razor sharp, the buff you get from the Raptors, in order to clear some wards out. Going over the wall of the Baron pit just to get that one ward that was snuck in that pit. Like, Leather does get binded up. Might have wanted to look for that flash stun into a wall. Really find a target. not really a lot of people around in order to follow him up.
Yeah, lots of armor onto Zeta as well. Got the Sunfire Cape and the Frozen Gauntlet in there, so he should not be taking too much damage from Bwipo or Tiger's Head right now. Not until they get like some armor penetration. So we did see that like ECVisualize is kind of looking for a setup here. They want to bait Enigma in a bad spot, and they might find Bwipo here.
Oh, great flash of him right out of the explosive cast. Norb does get binded up, but heals will keep him alive. Well, what's more annoying than a tank being healed up all the whole time?
Good response on the flash though, like mid-cast he flashed away so he didn't get knocked into the team of ECVisualize.
Well, I think he had like the orange, or he used the scurvy during mid-air, so he can still flash away, because normally in airborne you get stunned too, so you can't really use any abilities. But if you do use a Quicksilver Sash or or indeed like a scurvy or something like that, the stun goes away, so you will still be able to use an ability like flash.
Oh, Gangplank ulti coming in here on the dragon.
Oh, the other way.
Peel away.
Yeah. Not in there. This time Norb actually does get it.
Defram gets knocked up.
He's getting so low, but does ult him. Also Wish coming out, healing everyone. That's another great binding from Fortune. He's looking for the soul shackles. Norb comes in, but Zedder gets stunned up, goes down, and this might be a full cleanup for Enigma. They're looking for the targets. Cocoon will be up relatively soon again. Colin comes out. Damage is there. Night Sniper can only heal so much. A lot of damage. Slifer tried to go in, but does get completely obliterated. And it's a shutdown for Tiger's Head.
And that's a 4-for-0 trade here. And what are they going to do? They are going to head back off to base, so they won't get any objective just yet. The respawn times are still fairly short. It's only about 30 seconds, but they might have a peek at that Baron.
Yeah, that time's indeed still long. They do have a bit of vision going around. I think Fortune just have to quickly plonk over a couple wards in here and there. And they could already initiate this, of course. Only a 1 TP available for Zedder, so he could maybe delay this Baron, go for the top
TP coming in.
Board. But Fortune is there, he wants to delay him. Can he get the binding? Yes, he does. Scrying Orb comes out. 3k HP remaining. Can they stop this? No, this will be a Baron for Enigma. This is going to be huge for them.
This is the comeback they needed to get back into this game. I mean, it's just that I feel like Zeta, he is so tanky with armor, but in that skirmish, he was getting the full frontal blows from everybody there, so he was getting a lot of AP damage as well, and he just couldn't hold on long enough, and, well, once he got picked off, the team could just go ahead and clean up the rest. And they have the Baron into the hands of Enigma, and now they can push on. They don't have like a real long-range attack onto their team, so it is going to be a bit difficult, but they have a lot of poke to force ECVisualize away from the turret and then take it.
Also, the Keeper's Verdict from Zeta was down. Use it in order to get Knight away from the Dragon, but that means that you also don't have any type of disengage utility when they're trying to run at you. Now sieging this mid, they get the mid inner turret, so already got one turret out of that. The Baron, they might rotate towards the bot side. Dragon will not be respawning anytime soon, because it just got taken, of course, but instead Enigma will take this red buff. They say thank you, and goodbye.
Thank you, New York, and good night. Thanks for that buff, but they only get that one inner turret so far with the Baron power play, so
it must feel so good to just like have that one shot on the barrel, and just like the whole wave is gone, like everything into gold, increased gold as well. So juicy, so juicy.
Does get him farmed up quite nicely. I mean, compared to Zeta, he is almost 3,000 gold ahead, which is kind of ridiculous. And Deathrip trying to clear that wave, does so successfully so far. Next one pretty soon, and they are gonna play pretty patiently, not over forcing anything here. They're trying to get some poke down. Have Bippo flanking from the top, maybe gets a barrel in there. Actually uses the ultimate to force them away from the turret, so that should be a free inner turret here for Enigma.
Yep, there it goes, another turret. Turret so far, just from this Baron. They do have a lot of gold. Oh, someone did back though. They're trying to look for an engage. Bruder is there though, for just in case someone comes, they can go for the cocoon and just disengage. Also severe, it'll be popped there from Tiger's head. Get away there, just in case. Better be safe than sorry.
Yeah, getting them the extra movement speed and making sure they get out of dodge quickly. So we do see that the Dragon is going to respawn in about 2 minutes. The Baron power play for Enigma is pretty much over right now. Buff has disappeared, and it took a couple of turrets out, of it, but pretty much it. So not taking a too hefty lead, but it does give them a lot of map control. As we can see, they are taking control of this top side. They want the last inner turrets. They are going to force themselves onto the side of ECVisualize.
Members of with that Oracle lens, you can see that shadow from the champions when they move around or hiding in brush. I think it's actually like a really nice addition to the Oracle lens. However, you don't get true sight anymore, so you cannot target invisible champions. You still have to use pink balls for that. The only sad part about it, but yes, I do like that concept. You can also see like jungle camps with it and such, so it's also really effective for counter jungling. That damage is hitting hard onto Night Snipe already, so low. Cocoon onto Deathrip, finds himself alone with Bruder. Quite some poke damage coming out from Enigma.
Now, this begs the question, I mean, are they going to defend this one? Tigers are just cleaning up that wave with a couple bouncing auto attacks. And here, again, the Gangplank ultimates being used. And they're missing that ulti there, so they are going to have to give up the turret.
You're dropping so low, does dash away, binding barely misses onto Deathrip, but it is not a turret to Enigma. Baron buff did fade away now, so they're just going to take this this Baron play, quote unquote, it's called now, or Baron power play I should say, where they gain a lot of gold from just the sieging and from this Baron buff, what they are capable of. Dragon is going to be respawning though, so that will be a Dragon for ECVisualize.
And
because no tools for Enigma.
Yeah, Enigma has no chance to contest it, but it took that last inner turret, and that does mean that they do have a quite hefty 6.5k gold lead now into this game. They are ahead in turrets, but now ECVisualize has picked up their dragon. They are setting themselves up maybe for that late game 5th stack. Get the aspect of dragon buff.
So much vision from Enigma as well. They've got complete knowledge of the topside jungle of ECVisualize. So many of them. That are picking up this blue buff. So what can ECVisualize do to turn this around? Because yes, they are behind, but sometimes they have been making these great engages, but now kind of threw that lead away. Bit of overcommitment in the mid lane. But now, in what position are they? What can they do in order to turn this around?
Well, firstly, they really need to take back some vision control, because right now they can't really do anything at all in their own jungle without being called out by the members of Enigma. But we do have that Baron coming up, and they need to prepare for it, because if they do not contest it in time, Enigma is going to it's going to walk away with this game. So we see Mob taking some risky positions, trying to get that vision control back into their hands. Maybe they can have a bit of pressure here. They do group up, but it has been like it has been kind of the poking game. Bwipo just chunking out Night Sniper, denying his ability to heal his team up fairly quickly. So they need to make sure that they position themselves correctly, do not get hit by the barrel damage. We just saw actually Knights backing off, so maybe they have ability to make a move onto this mid turret.
I doubt the packages up now. Bruder looking in the wings to get engaged somewhere. Teleport is also up for Weepo. They always have the cannon barrage in order to get like this kind of cutoff where everyone does get slowed. So maybe can flank that way. Baron respawning in 7 seconds now. Sliver picking up his red buff, but he really has to make a move here, because one game and it will be over. If Enigma wins this, they take everything away. It's a grand finals 2-2-1 in the best of 5 in favor of Enigma. They start the Baron, Repo, that barrel. You see Nor being behind the pit at the moment. Baron dropping to about 3k.
Oh, Defra got out of position.
Oh, he goes in, gets the ult down. Repo is getting stunned into the wall. Tiger's Head is out of the fight, but Deathrip dropping so low. Great silence from Night Sniper, but everyone of ECVisualize is separated. So this is a really clean ace for Enigma, and this probably means the game as well.
Yeah, it's so long before one of the members come back. I mean, Sliver was on his own, got picked off early into that fight. GG's already being called out in the chat by ECVisualize, so this is surely going to mean the end of this best of 5 tournament here. And what a hectic fight there, the last one. I mean, ECVisualize was doing so well, but got picked off that one fight. They got the Baron into the hands. Enigma Bruder is trolling a little bit, flashing into the base. Not doing the same thing, but it won't matter, because there you have it, the end of this challenge here.
Enigma winning it over ECVisualize. We saw one really strong game from ECVisualize, picking up that rise in the mid lane, completely obliterating everyone. However, the ECVisualize did not manage to come back anymore in these other games. A little bit of a sloppy play, or sloppy plays overall, where they gave too many things away. Enigma able to capitalize on it. They get the full Baron control on this game, and they managed to beat ECVisualize for a second time, showing who the better team is at this LAN, and also first time that ECVisualize doesn't get a title.
I mean, just imagine the progress they've made in the past 2 weeks, because it has been only 2 weeks since the party where they got absolutely swept by ECVisualize there. So they made a lot of progress. You said like they had a coach coming in there, so that obviously helped out a lot, helping them with making right decisions and doing maybe a better pick and ban phase. But just a good performance overall. I mean, Knights once again just outclassing here. 28,000 damage out of him, and like people shortly after it, about 20.
Well,
so
shortly still about a quarter of the bar missing compared to Knight.
Yeah, so once again, he is the brunt of the damage for Enigma. Just stellar performance here.
Yeah, Knight definitely showing who the better mid laner is, I suppose, because in every game he had like the highest damage out there. Knight doing so much work for the team of Enigma. He's always there. He doesn't really die in the 1v1 situations. He will just be scaling up and providing that mid and late game damage for Enigma that they need.
Yeah, so excellent performance here. So I think that wraps it up here for now. I do believe we're gonna have an interview here at the desk. I'm gonna quickly check.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. Okay, it will only get on YouTube, that interview, so we will not be streaming it. So on that note, make sure to check out Gamers Hub on the YouTube channel. Gamers Hub EU TV is the channel link. Otherwise, there is also Facebook and Twitter, both going to be Gamers Hub EU. For me, Twitter personally is at JeevusLOL. Kronos, you still want to share yours?
it's at Cronus_LOL. Send me a message so I maybe go and start using it. Actually, I might want to take some time setting it up. Who knows?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Getting that rookiness off of the Twitter. It's good. Anyway, I want to thank Razer for organizing this tournament, making this tournament possible for the League of Legends competition here at SugarLAN Leuven, the 10th anniversary for SugarLAN Leuven as well. From 350 participants to about 900 now. It went really, really rapidly. Also, of course, a big thanks to ISO in order to give us these beautiful monitors to cast from, helping us out to get our tech staff stacked as well on these monitors. Of course, Speed Seats too, giving us the comfort for the casting. Also, they've been providing seats for the LAN itself. My name was Jeevus. This was
Cronus.
and we will see you next time. Thank you.